माननीय प्लीज योर टर्म विल कम. विराल साहब आपका टर्म आएगा तब प्लीज. माननीय श्री एस.आर. बालासुब्रमण्यम, माननीय एस.आर. बालासुब्रमण्यम, आपकी टाइम आएगी तब आप बोले प्लीज. इट विल नॉट गो ऑन रिकॉर्ड. आपका समय आएगा, आपका नाम है तब आप बोले, आपकी पार्टी जब बोलेगी प्लीज.
Chairman sir, before I start, I wish to ask one question. What are the exigencies and urgency in promulgating the ordinance?
Please sit.
Is it because of the COVID-19 lockdown? I would like to say that farmers are the least affected due to COVID pandemic, as they are the people who continue to perform.
Please, आपस में बात करें, please.
Lockdown.
Dola Sen ji, please go to your seat, please.
The bills are passed in Lok Sabha and required to be passed in this House. Sir, the majority of farmers are small farmers and marginal farmers. The contract farming worldwide has proved to be a failure. There is an apprehension all over India that the government is using COVID-19 pandemic situation to bulldoze agriculture sector reforms through ordinances. The Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Service Ordinance 2020 is our FAPFAS ordinance has been enacted to make it legitimate contract farming, so that the big businesses and companies can cultivate vast swaths of land on contract. This is like disinvestment of Indian farming sector and selling it to big corporates and MNCs. Giving legal sanctity to contract farming, I would help corporates to enter the agriculture sector in a very big way. This will certainly increase the productivity, but at what cost? At whose loss? The farmers will be reduced to farm workers to toil in their own strip of land, leased or purchased by corporate companies. The peaceful coexistence of a farmer and his big family having few cows and sheep, hen and dogs, by holding just 1 acre or a few acres of land, nothing could give them more satisfaction than having his food by sweating it in his own farm. There is an elaborate dispute resolution mechanism. But how would the farmers access it when they are pitted against big companies? The Agriculture Producer and Market Committee, a statutory body of the state government, is helping the farmers to procure the agriculture commodities directly from the farmers after paying the price, so that the small and marginal farmers do not have the headache to market their produce. Abolishing APMC will only encourage and permit the corporate sector to enter and replace the APMC. In the long run, farmers will be at the mercy of corporate contractors without any bargaining power. Secondly, the bill is silent about the minimum support price, which is essential for the survival of farmers. The government should stipulate mandatory rules for the MSP, minimum support price. That's more important for the farmers than anything else. Sir, more than 60% of people of this country are poor and thrive because of agriculture. The effect of the bill is that the big corporate companies through middlemen will entice the poor, illiterate, marginal farmers to enter into an agreement forcibly by using money and muscle. Therefore, the effect of the agreement contract employed in different provisions of the bill will be an agreement between two unequal parties. The government should not pave way to something like the Champaran Satyagraha, India's first disunification movement in 1972. Sir, once the bills are passed, the state governments will not have any power to control hoarding, black marketing and profiteering, because in an indirect manner, the power of the state under the Essential Commodities Act 1955 is sought to be taken away. The state has to remain a mute spectator. Though the government assures that this bill empowers the farmers to engage with investors of their choice and the private investment. Regulative price, electronic trading platform and dispute resolution mechanism surely help the farmers. There are still many doubts and fear in the minds of the poor farmers. The government should address this issue and win the confidence of the poor farmers who are not illiterate like us. The government should first allay the fears in their minds and convince them before passing the bill. The agriculture reform will bring benefits to both farmers and consumers and will attract more private foreign investment for establishment of modern warehouse facilities and creation of cold storage infrastructure, which would increase income of the farmers as well as reduce the wastage of the perishable commodities. Sir, in Tamil Nadu, the state government is taking adequate, progressive and proactive steps to bridge the gap between the farmers and the end users. The farm produce can be sold farm fresh for good prices. Both farmers and customers are very happy. This should not be disturbed at any cost. Sir, the dispute resolution mechanism will be complicated for small farmers. It's a fact that the farmers are spending lots of money and energy on food grain, pulses production, but the minimum support price is low for almost all the seasonal crops. Farmers are producing more than 100 plus agriculture products, whereas they are ensured minimum support price of just 14 products, which is very low. I hope that the government will consider implementing the MS Swaminathan Committee recommendations in toto to realize the goal of doubling the income of farmers by 2022. In India, 80% of the population are directly or indirectly attached to agriculture, and to feed our entire population the granaries with surplus food grains. The government, in the name of agreements, should not create animosity and disinterest, which drive them out from agriculture. I only wish the government be more cautious and ensure that every farmer get adequate payments. They shouldn't get cheated by exploiters using their very own laws of the land. Sir, if drought hits the state, agriculture is the first casualty. Floods occur, agriculture is the first casualty. But even then, Tamil Nadu has been performing well in food production. It is because the government of Tamil Nadu have put in a lot of efforts in providing all necessary facilities to the farmers. This is our wealth and shouldn't be mortgaged or sold to corporate companies. Sir, before I conclude, I would like to urge the Union Government to establish a central regulatory authority. The Indian Agriculture Regulatory Authority, the lines of the Central Electricity Regulatory Authority, provide better support to farmers of the country during all the periods and acts of agriculture, pre-farming, farming, harvesting, post-harvesting, marketing to reach farmers and ensure them to get better prices and thus doubling their income. Thank you.